and welcome to a fresh new series on monthly what the going on in the metal/music world. I am Moo Smith, and unless my YouTube algorithm is just being hella salty, there doesn't really seem to be anything like this floating about. I'm just telling you what I think is kind of fun, and maybe you'll enjoy to know. So why not start off big? We made a music dome. There was a Las Vegas sphere. Bro, this thing is fucking crazy. I don't think this thing is purely for music. That's not what it's made for. But I'ma just speak to it as if we are going to have like a cannibal corpse show there. When you're inside of it, it's a dome and it is wrapped with like something like 160,000, I think it was called, like LED, just like fucking screens. So you know how usually you're watching a show and there's like a screen down there? Now the show's like behind you and behind everyone else. Maybe if you have social anxiety, this might not be too good for you because everyone could be staring right at you as opposed to where's the stage? I'm guessing at the bottom. Considering that it's in Nevada and I think it's located somewhere near the strip, I'm saying the outside of it is just as glamorously picturized. Apparently no matter where you sit in this arena, you should get the exact same listening experience. Again, the speakers, something like 160,000. It's almost like a 4D cinema is almost what I want to say, because they can make it so that you can feel earthquakes and all sorts of different things. So it's meant to be a whole experience. And of course, in typical style, you two motherfuckers are the first people to ever perform in this thing. At this point, you two could almost be hated on more than Nickelback, but maybe that's just because I'm a Nickelback fan. Going back to my crazy scenario, I just want to imagine what a Cannibal Corpse show would look like inside this fucking thing. Talking about fun concert things, so why not make you a little bit depressed? Steven Tyler fractured his larynx. Throat injuries are brutal, man. Like, they sound so intense and they put you out for ages. Like, it kind of sounds like someone came up and just throat punched you and you're like, nah, I just screamed a little bit too loud for a little bit too long. I guess Steven Tyler kind of just followed in my footsteps of singing Dream On at 2 AM in the middle of my kitchen for just a little bit too long. So originally he was just going to take a month off, but it currently means that all tours have been postponed and just thrown upfield to 2024. Let's go back to more happy concert news. I don't know how I missed this. This happened actually in July at this point, which, what month we had? The videos have been circling and going viral at the moment though, and that terrifying thing of the deathcore vocalist Tom Barber proposing to his girlfriend on stage.
This is my girlfriend. Everybody say hi, Victoria. She is truly the best thing to ever happen to me, and I wanted to share you guys with her and share this very special moment.
Oh, like there's this singer covered in tattoos proposing. Who is he? Simply just Googling Chelsea Grin's music and seeing songs like Hostage, Dead Rose, and just I've actually met Tom Barber and he is the most polite, well-spoken dude. I mean, you just have to watch any of his videos, but if you're someone that's purely just fans of music and you sometimes don't look at interviews, you don't look into it, he is one of the vocalists. It's just like the sweetest little muffin. He was so kind that it made me more nervous to talk to him. Yeah, so like this video is kind of adorable and I love our community. Andy James of Five Finger Dead Punk just got some signatures with B.C.Rich. And honestly, it's just not very B.C.Rich. If someone verbally told me that an artist had a signature with B.C.Rich, I probably wouldn't even bat an eye of thinking, hey, that could be something I purchased, because I am over here with just my typical super strat. But that's exactly what he's done. He's made a typical super strat, except the headstock does look like it could kill you. With a band name like Five Finger Death Punch, why are you not creating a guitar that looks like it would be very useful in a zombie apocalypse? I mean, B.C.Rich is fucking heavy usually too because of the size and shape of them, but nah. Super Strat comes in a 6, 7, and 8 string. There's 3 different colors, matte white, matte black, and this kind of interesting green fella. It's not quite giving SHREK, though the headstock, they've managed to call that Pitchfork. Every time I think of pitchforks, I think about SHREK running away. It has got pretty attractive stats on it. 24 jumbo frets, lock and tuners, Evertune, Fishman humbuckers. It's a 25.5 scale too, so pretty familiar to most guitarists. David Draymond's puppy was lost and found again. I didn't find the story until the puppy was found. But can you just imagine a fella like this just being so distressed because his 10-week-old golden retriever puppy just gets absolutely vanished from the front yard. They think that someone may have nabbed it whilst he was playing. Puppy's just doing puppy things. He was offering a reward to help find the dog after its disturbing disappearance. I'll go, that was terrible. He didn't say how she was found or what happened or anything like that, but he did post on Instagram, go, yeah, got the dog. The dog's name is Charlotte, and I couldn't imagine praising the dog, like saying "Good Charlotte" without singing "I don't wanna be in love." More metalheads being scary. This is one that I'm very interested to see what you guys are thinking about. So Thy Art Is Murder, CJ was fired. He is a very long-standing member in this band. You kind of have to remember that this band's been around since 2006 and they were kids when it started. Now, being a adopted Australian, I do love this band. They are originally from Sydney. They do have this sound to them. They sound like CJ's voice, and it is always a little tricky when there has been a voice to a band for a very long time that gets replaced. But it does happen a lot in metal, doesn't it? Because we're all a little bit spicy and we get ourselves in some spicy trouble, which is what happened with CJ. He made some offensive remarks over the summer, so at the end of September, off he went. Word fired always reminds me of KFC, I think, because fried. Adding the word spicy in there. Zinger burger, zinger burger. I'm so sorry. I wish I had like a Uber Eats sponsorship, because then I could give you a discount so you could satisfy your cravings. So the fella that they're popping in the spot there, they have announced it, is Tyler Miller. He was from a band called Aversion's Crown. Aversion Crown is sliding at a saucy little 59k monthly listeners, so he is jumping into big shoes of the Thy Art, which is sitting at like 700,000 monthly listeners. Couldn't imagine being Tyler right now, having all the different wishy-washies going around with social media, having to go up and do his first performance, which honestly, I think he crushed it. Shit happens, and I'm excited to see what music he's gonna put out with them. Millie Bobby Brown, who is the actor for Stranger Things, apparently she was is engaged to John Bon Jovi's son. Apparently Loudwire really wanted us to know that John Bon Jovi will not be singing at their wedding, which honestly, fair enough. Like, if my dad had a couple beersies and got on stage and started performing You Give Love a Bad Name, I just don't know how I'd feel about that. Mainly because I don't know my father. Alright, let's talk about like the biggest piece of drama I feel like that's happened in this past month. Blue Ridge Music Festival. Absolute mess. Look, so many people have covered this, so I'm just gonna leave some of my favorite videos linked below. Take the Tank is probably one of my favorite stories, just coming from my back-end perspective, especially if you know nothing about touring or how things go on. He accidentally almost gives you a really cool insight into how shit kind of happens. It gets how things kind of get put together on the back end of things, and how shit like this can happen. Stuff like this could fucking be absolutely heart-wrenching for a band, and I'd hate to know any of the consequences this may have had to some of the smaller bands on the bill. Weather do be weathering. I mean, I think Destroyer Alliance does absolutely amazing. I've always preached that. I've always loved what Destroyer Alliance puts on. They always make sure that our festivals and our gigs are just safe and enjoyable. Metal, the safest genre of music. Two words, we've had a couple really fun announcements. So Bear 2 have a North America 2024 tour. I really like the lineup for this. We've got Up the Plot and You, got Invent Animate, who I've seen recently in the past couple months. I saw them at the start of September and they perform amazingly live. For the Australians, we finally got our Bring Me the Horizon tour announced. Honestly, we needed more than just money. You needed God on your side for this one, because they had the sub-headline of Sleep Token. Sleep Token fans are fucking crazy. I mean, to top it all off, this week we had all of the sideshow announcements for Good Things Festival, which includes Limp Bizkit doing a little bit of a down under. You can currently see Thy Art Is Murder with the new vocalist because they're doing their Europe tour at the moment. So next week, which will probably be this week by the time this video is out, I'm actually seeing Holding Absence for the first time. They are supporting Thornhill, but they just announced their first ever North American headlining tour. They got the supporting act of Casey, which personally not a fan of Casey, but I have many friends that are, and they were very hyped about Casey releasing new music for the first time in a long time. Caskets also let us know that they are currently planning their 2024 tour, so if you jump over to their Instagram and tell them that you want to see them, they pop off live. New music wise, we've got a new track from Bring Me Horizon. My reaction is coming later on this week. Judas Priest is about to release their 19th album, and they dropped the first track off of that. When do the boys sleep? Bring Me Horizon has told us it is for the week. Blink-182, they've just dropped their whole album. I honestly, for some reason, just didn't see that coming. It felt very quick. Did My Chem drop an album that quickly when they came together? Technically, you can have a double dose of Ollie Sykes if you happen to be someone that is on the Youngblood side of things. So Ollie Sykes featured in a new Youngblood track called Happier. I'm personally not a huge Youngblood fan, but I mean, I could give it a listen for a second. You know, well, it's kind of like your typical song that Ollie Sykes features on. Very electronic, hyperpop kind of feel to it. Another couple fun albums. For some reason, I didn't know that Knuckle Punk was coming out with another one. But my whole work of art for you to cry to. Knuckle puck me in the tear ducts. It's called Losing What We Love, but I didn't need to tell you that. You probably could have assumed that's what it was called. Along with Catch Your Breath, which I feel like, for me at least, it feels like a long time coming. Like Dial Tone blew up last year at this point, maybe. So it's cool to finally see it put on a body of work. Why do like a lot of these album covers at the moment though give me bad omens? Rivers of Nile, I don't listen to these guys anywhere near as much as I fucking should be. Their new single, Hellbirds, it's just a face kicker. Like you hit play and you're just fucking done for. I'm gonna open up a new channel in the Discord called News or something. I gotta keep you on your toes. I'm gonna make ballerinas out of you damn metalcore kids. So if you guys ever come across any stories, Instagram reels, anything like that about the music metal world that you want to discuss with each other and with me, just go drop it in there, bros. Still trying to crush that unsubscribe core. I'm getting Anna some friends on the subscribe list. Patreons, I love you. Your support means the world. Let's get ourselves up to 20. Are we trying to get to 20k yet? If not, then like we must be very close to 15.